Hi, this is Grisha Stewart, and there are several dogs here doing bat setups. This is Julia, so the other dog is straight ahead of her. What I'd like you to notice about Bat is how the dog is freely moving and choosing to either move forward or move on, and the human's main role is to simply not let them go too close to the trigger. So basically just following as she sniffs around in this enriched environment. As she sniffs around, she's still getting used to the knowledge that the trigger is there. She's walking toward the trigger now, and so I do a slow stop by letting the lead slide through my fingers. She disengages, gets some more information, and then turns herself away.
That's good.
With Bat, what we're looking for is the dog to take it in and move on. The student learned how to do Bat with his dog. He ended up having the lead a little too short even on the retreats, but so notice here there was a slow stop. The dog turned away, and then basically they went back to whatever it is that the dog wanted to do. A little slow stop there so he doesn't go too close to the other dog because he was sniffing his way forward. What you'll see next is that the dog is actually a little too engaged with the trigger even though he's not looking at it. So you'll see some marking and then kicking, and that level of arousal indicates that he's probably too close to the trigger. So you'll notice that he's called away. We still want to do that on a loose lead, so notice that he's looking at the trigger and then looking away. The dog goes back to the grass, sniffs around, and this time the trainer has him stop a little sooner. Probably still could have stopped even sooner than that, about there actually, like another probably 3 to 5 feet sooner. Again, he's getting used to the lead skills, so it's not quite as gentle as we would like, but not too bad. And then here the trainer prompts a break after disengagement, so the dog moves away. So waiting for that disengagement first though, and then moving away. Times that we would have interrupted there, that would indicate that the dog's in the yellow zone, and so they're not really the ideal place to be working. So here we have a dog who is, the trigger is another dog who's off to the left behind the fence. And so notice that our student dog is sniffing around, being a dog, and the handler is basically staying out of the dog's way, which is really great. A bat setup should really look kind of boring, like you're just taking a walk through the forest and the dog occasionally notices the trigger and then moves on. So you see the trigger in the background, it's a fake dog. There's been a couple of engagements. There's one disengage, sees the trigger on the way by there, moves on, and then notices a person. Very, very exciting. People then just start acting naturally. Here's another bat setup. This dog, we were working with horses at the trigger, so when he's walking directly toward the trigger, we did a slow stop. And notice how as soon as that he relaxes that lead, that the dog is much more able to disengage and turn and be a dog, really. So we want to do the slow stop, but then loosen the lead. And if the leash doesn't loosen, or if the dog takes that leash and keeps walking forward, then you're probably too close. So notice here as they follow the dog away, they're not guiding him away. This is the direction that he's chosen to do, and so we're simply following him. When he's ready, he'll move back. Usually I'll give it, 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then if the dog just happens to be interested in something out there, I'll suggest the direction of going back to the trigger and see if they welcome going back in that direction. But you definitely don't want to be just moving your dog forward and back, like you might have seen with some of the older bat videos. So here the dog said, "I'd like to go forward," just by body language, right? You see him moving forward. So be careful of letting too much line out. You should make sure that you feel like you have control even if the dog were to lunge. So there I believe he did a slow stop, so just letting the lead slide through the fingers to bring the dog slowly to a stop. This is another dog we worked with. He had his trigger, another dog behind the fence to the left. You notice that little check-in? He sees the trigger and moves on. So it's really great. Just really casual is what we're looking for. So I'd like to thank all of the trainers, handlers, and dogs. This was from the instructor's course in the UK, most of this footage. Thank you.